DJ on the beat.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the same pulse.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Token Metrics Live. Today we're in for a hell of a show. Hello, Bill. How are you?
Ian, hi. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Good. Man, as we say, never a dull day in crypto. What a week. Possible war going on in the Middle East between America and Iran. And very, very curious to see how this really impacts crypto, because everybody knows Bitcoin is meant to be a store of value. Now the question is this Bitcoin's moment of truth? So tune in for the show. In today's show, we'll cover our take on what's going on with the climate right now with war and how this is going to affect Bitcoin and crypto. Then we'll have crypto therapy. We'll do TA on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and alts and tell you whether or not it's alt season. And then we'll give you our top 10 cryptocurrencies to watch in 2020. This is a question that we get asked every single year. So we said, you know what? Let's focus on purely this. This is a long-term perspective, top 10 cryptocurrencies to watch in 2020 based on fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and code reviews, all on tokenmetrics.com. And if you haven't yet, be sure to sign up at tokenmetrics.com. We have free trials available. Try Tokenmetrics free for 2 weeks. All right. With that being said, first thing first, shout out to Soy Fra. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining. Hal Finney. Not the real Hal Finney, I suppose. Mario, hey, what's up? How's it going, man? Great to have you here. All right, Bill. So tell me, what's it like right now? I mean, we kind of spoke offline about this, but kind of tell us what this reminds you of.
Okay. Well, two things come to mind, and I put a lot of thought into this. One, this is crypto's defining moment. Okay. This is the moment where we've waited for people, the world, literally, to have demand for alternative forms of money. Two, it reminds me a lot of what happened around Lehman Brothers in 2008. A lot of people don't realize this, but Lehman Brothers actually went bankrupt, okay? And the equity market didn't really have a severe reaction until 4 or 5 days later when people processed what it actually meant, okay? And this is a similar situation. It may not be as immediately grave as Lehman, but I really think people don't understand the gravity of what's going on, okay? And that's good for crypto. So that's like, you know, if you can only tune in for that for 2 minutes, that's the 2-minute version.
There's the Cliff Notes version for everybody who doesn't like watching the entire live stream. All right. So for those who are watching for the first time, quick intros on ourselves. Bill, please tell the audience who you are.
All right. So I'm Bill Noble, and I've been doing charts in chaotic markets for a long time. So I've been the guy at Goldman Sachs that they go to when they go, oh no, what's happening? What should we do? So I take a lot of information and I boil it down into something that people can easily understand. My crypto cred comes from working with Charlie Shrem and Ian.
All right, awesome. And my name is Ian Bellina. I'm the founder of Token Metrics. I'm also a partner at 100x Advisors, which is a blockchain and investment company. Also used to work at IBM for 4 years in analytics, and also worked at Deloitte Consulting as an IT consultant. All right. Okay, sorry, apologies. We're having some issues here. Trying to do a quiz. Okay, all right. So the question is, does war make you afraid to buy crypto? Tell us what you think about this. Go to menti.com, MENTI.com, and use the code 84461 Once again, 84461. Seems we're having some technical issues with this quiz we have here, so apologies. But definitely do tell us what you think in the comments below as well. Now, what's your take on this, Bill? Does the war make you afraid to buy crypto?
Okay, well, I would think the crypto community, this is one of these questions. Sometimes we ask questions where the answers could be, debatable. And then in this question, we kind of wanted, the crypto nation to sort of stand up and said, we are not afraid. Right. So that's what we were thinking there. We got 2 responses before the technical difficulties happened, but yeah. I would imagine crypto nation is ready.
All right. Now fixed. Once again, go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 84461. That's 84461. So does war make you afraid to buy crypto? You know what? I don't think so. So kind of what Bill said, when there's lots of instability, crypto, especially in the emerging markets, can be used as something for positive, something to benefit, especially so because picture this. Imagine if you're in Iran, lots of sanctions have been placed on the country. And if you live there, how do you avoid what happens with inflation, with currencies being devalued, with sanctions? Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general are a way to do that, because the title of the live stream is Bitcoin is at 24,000 in Iran. And some people are saying that's not true. Now, according to different reports, depending on who exactly you cite, but here, based on the news, Cointelegraph,
Bitcoin Forbes on the left.
Yeah. So different sources are saying different things, but this article has over 40,000 views on Cointelegraph, saying that Bitcoin is selling for $24,000 in Iran. Now, this is not the same in other countries. So obviously, Bitcoin is still nowhere close to 24,000, but I can definitely understand if you're living in Iran and you think, hey, a world war is coming, maybe it's safe to take your money out of the local currency and just as a way to preserve capital. Because Warren Buffett said rule number 1 of investing is don't lose money, and rule number 2 is don't forget rule number 1. So I think this is definitely something positive for crypto. I definitely don't wish harm onto anybody, and it's unfortunate things like this have to happen for some people to really look at or rather gravitate towards Bitcoin and crypto. But all in all, I think this can show the strength of having a cryptocurrency, or a currency for that matter, that's not controlled by a central entity. So I think this is really a shining moment for crypto. All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Hey, what's up, Crypto Knight? Thanks for joining. Mario is saying this is kind of fake news. It's not trading for 24,000. So we'd have to kind of go through and see what exactly is going on, because Bitcoin right now globally is at 7,300. Okay, all right. Let's see what the audience says. Overwhelmingly, 100% of people say they're not afraid to buy crypto. So maybe we're speaking to the choir. All right.
Right. Well, this is the time this is the day to do so. This is the time.
Okay. All right. So now, Bill, tell us again, why is this the defining moment for crypto in your take?
Okay. If there was ever a moment, particularly when you look at things like Monero, right, where people were not only going to need an alternative currency to buy things, an alternative currency to move money within a country or within a region that's in turmoil. Okay. And also, if Bitcoin is, skyrocketing, say in Iran, it's because people are trying to move money out. Okay. So, and that even could create a use case for something like Ripple that has a fast network, believe it or not. So crypto becomes a way to pay for things, becomes a way to move money. Okay. And it allows you to do it a lot faster. Okay. And if you don't have access to dollars, or you don't have access to the type of, institutional banking tools then all of a sudden there's large numbers of people that have a large amount of money. Like, for example, Saudi Arabia. Okay. So if crypto cannot shine in a moment where both institutions and individuals need to move money and transact money, if it doesn't rally now, if now is not the time, or let me rephrase that, how could it not be the time? If it's not the time, then crypto's in trouble. All right. But what we've been saying all along is that, hey, keep your head clear so that when the moment arrives, you can make a decision and you can make it before everyone else does. And I think this is such a moment.
Yeah, well said, well said. And to quote Buffett again, I came across this quote today that I ended up sharing with our audience on this week's newsletter. And he says that the best time to invest is when something is not popular. You don't want to invest when something is popular, because very, very rarely do people make money when something is popular. So meaning that you want to get in before anybody else is in. You don't want to get in when everybody's trying to get in, because that's when that's when the party is almost over. That's what happened in 2017 when all the masses came in December 2017 and January 2018. That was the peak of the crypto market at that time. That's not when you want to get in. You want to get in now when things aren't as chaotic and not everybody's talking about Bitcoin and crypto. Because by the time they do, the people who got in early would have already made their money and they're looking to sell to go on vacation. So you mentioned earlier here in terms of privacy coins and Monero, and we did do some TA to our customers on via email on Monero. Monero could be something to watch out for, because we see here it's turning bullish in terms of the 9-day EMA, and then the price has been going up, and people have been speculating that people are gravitating to take their money out of the Middle East into privacy coins to avoid what could possibly happen if there is a war, because Iran has said that they do plan to retaliate, which is very concerning, and especially for people in the Middle East and also people in America, because now everybody in the whole world is dragged into this war, either as indirect participants by being in America or the Middle East, or by just being bystanders, being in other countries in Europe or South America, because whatever America does impacts the world, because the US dollar is the world's reserve currency. So I think it's definitely very interesting. We see here Monero is climbing. So maybe definitely something to watch out for. Now, can you kind of share with us, Bill, what you said in the newsletter to our customers this week?
Sure. Let me share my screen.
All right.
Okay. So as I pull up Monero here, here's a few things to think about. So I remember the head of Multicoin Capital a while back, maybe a month, 2 months. He said, with all the negative news that had come out about privacy coins, can you imagine if there was ever something that brought them back into fashion with how just like destroyed they are? Well, folks, here we are. Okay. So here's Monero, right? The arrow points to just this massive break of all these trend lines. Okay. On a bigger picture basis, okay, Monero's just made a giant double bottom, right? It went all the way up and all the way back down to like 43. And now it's just ripping through all kinds of trend lines. I would imagine the next target is 60. And I think if it goes above 60, frankly, I think it's a 2X. It's going right back to 120 because guess what? That's where it was in June. Okay. So this whole, oh my God, about privacy coins, obviously, as you said, it is unfortunate. People are in harm's way now, and no one wants that, including us. Okay. But that said, Mr. Market is speaking in Monero.
Yeah. I mean, I find it very interesting. I saw on social media, I think on Twitter, somebody was saying, I think it was Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, that privacy coins will have a comeback again. Now, I mean, I'm not fully yet on board because we've seen exchanges have been delisting privacy coins. So there'll definitely have to be some form of change in regulations. But yeah, I think it's definitely very, very interesting to watch. Okay, let's take some questions here from the audience if we don't have any. Let me take a look. If you have any questions, go to menti.com, menti.com, and use the code 84461, 84461. All right, so moving on, let's go to cryptotherapy.
All right.
Let's
So,
talk about Bitcoin.
all right, let's talk Bitcoin. So I was just flipping around the charts here on the screen. So the bad news is Bitcoin is still stuck around 7,300, right? So if we were just going on charts and not looking at world events, nothing much has happened. It went down the first part of the year, end of December, which we did a whole video on ignoring that price action, and it came back to 7,300. So here we are. All right. I guess if you were a purist, you would not get excited about anything that's happening in crypto. Now, here's where I'm going to beg to differ. Ian is a big basketball fan.
Yes, I am.
I'm not sure if, if Ian has ever played pool basketball, but there's a phenomenon whereas if you take a fully inflated basketball and you try to hold it underwater, right, in a pool, okay, if you hold that fully inflated basketball underwater, when you let go of it, the basketball will fly not only to the top of the water, but all the way out. Now you're like, why is he telling us this? Well, because Bitcoin has been consolidating in what's called a downward sloping wedge. Okay. And a downward sloping wedge, okay, is like holding a basketball underwater. All right. It's the bears. They push. And then when they let go, if they can't push it down, when it pops up, it flies. And you're going to have to FOMO in to chase it. So I think the fact that Bitcoin has been moving in this downward sloping range, and you may also have a head and shoulders bottom. And in our hip pocket, we've also got this Elliott wave idea that the next uptrend in Bitcoin could really be epic. Like, I don't know if Bitcoin is trading at 24,000 in Iran right now. It's certainly trading more than 7,500. Okay. And even if it isn't, it could soon, that could happen. So there's a catalyst out there at the moment where bears have been trying to push it down. All right. No bigger example of this than Ethereum. Okay. Ethereum should have started going up in November. And of course, being the heartbreaker that it is, it's done nothing but go down. Okay. Until now, until Ethereum stops and everyone goes, gee, if there's going to be like economic conflict, military conflict, Ethereum 2.0 is coming. Ethereum at 135 could be really cheap. Okay. And given that Ethereum has been moving like a basketball underwater, okay, it could be the time for someone to say, gee, I've been keeping my head clear and I have some cash. And I'm wondering if either I want to FOMO into the next rally or maybe try to buy a dip if Bitcoin dips to 7,200 and take a shot and let this be my moment where I could say, hey, I saw it and I got in. Now, if you're wrong, you have to set an appropriate stop loss and you do a trade. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. But if you're long and you buy in and it's crypto's defining moment, this will give you not only a financial improvement, but a psychological advantage because you'll have seen it before everyone else. Okay. Now, redheaded stepchild, Litecoin. Okay. A quality candidate for cryptotherapy, right? Because everyone hates it. No one likes it. All right. And then we drew this Fibonacci speed line. And what we're seeing here is Litecoin between 42 and 45 is approaching a critical area. Okay. Why do we care about this? Well, if Bitcoin can trade much, much higher, Litecoin at 40 seems pretty cheap to me. And 42 was a big level for Litecoin right here. So it's sort of sitting on top of that level, right? And why are we talking about Litecoin? Well, because Litecoin and like this next chart, Bitcoin Cash, they're on Coinbase. Okay. These are the big cap liquid cryptos that if somebody can't get their hands on Bitcoin, somebody might want to get their hands on these other currencies, these other big coins that I was just rolling my eyes at last year. Like, oh my God, are these things ever going to survive? Look at this rally in Bitcoin Cash, right? I mean, this looked like I had things drawn on this chart that looked like Bitcoin Cash was going to go to pieces. And guess what? It turned right around and went up. All right. So I'm not a crypto politician. You know, I'm sort of agnostic as to whether or not Bitcoin Cash does well or not. But I do know this. The chart was terrible and now looks okay. So for all these things that the buy and hold crypto investor might be interested because it's on Coinbase, these cryptocurrencies now may have an investing and an actual use case because of the threat of war and because people need to move money from one place to another, and the US dollar payment system may not be fast enough or accessible. Okay. So if you combine a decent chart with a decent theme and you've got a clear head, you can either buy a dip or buy it if it starts to accelerate, or you can just do it right now. Okay. But this is a time to be active and be there, I think, for crypto's defining moment.
Wow. I mean, well said, Bill. Well said. Don't think I could have done that any better. So people in the comments are very, very positive. Thanks everybody for joining. Welcome to the stream. This is live. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Robert, Alice. Great to have you here. Nick, Christian as well. Welcome, welcome. Once again, everybody, the Menti code is 84461, 84461. Okay, let me just quickly take the next question of the day. All right, so I think that was it for cryptotherapy. Anything else, Bill?
No, sir, that is the end of the speech.
All right, so next question of the day. Which cryptocurrency would you buy right now? We have 5 options. First one, Bitcoin, obviously. And then Ethereum. Third, Binance. Fourth, Monero. And last, Dash. So out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Monero, and Dash, let us know which one you would buy right now in this climate with possible war coming. Which one would you feel safest in buying? All right, now with that being said, I quickly want to point out this article I saw on CNN today. This is from, so it says exclusive, Iran's response to US will be military, Khamenei's advisor says. So Iran has said they plan to retaliate and they plan to use military action towards the US. And they said that basically nothing that's American is safe, which is definitely very scary, being an American and also being somebody who's based in Washington, D.C., which is the capital of the US, and by de facto being a target. We saw what happened with 9/11 with the Pentagon. So definitely scary times we're in. I'm curious to know what everybody else thinks is about this. Okay, Bitcoin is in first place. Ethereum, Monero, Binance, Dash. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the same order I would probably vote as well. I'll probably, if I had to choose right now, I would still buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin, then Ethereum second. I've never bought Monero, but I know lots of people like it because of its privacy. We have reviewed the technology on Token Metrics, and the technology is pretty solid, or rather decent, sorry. It's the fundamentals that, like, okay, it seems I was logged out here. Let me log back in. So our team has had a chance to review Monero, and Monero is definitely, we think, a decent cryptocurrency. All right, just give me a few seconds here as we log back in. How about you, Bill? Which one would you buy? My guess is probably Bitcoin.
Actually, I would take a shot at Ethereum.
Ethereum. Okay, interesting. Why is
Right.
that?
Well, because if Bitcoin takes off for 13,000,
Mhm.
okay, or above 10,000, people might get sticker shock. And it's easier to buy Ethereum at 175 or 150 or 130 than it is to buy something at 10,000. It's just psychological, right? I do think Bitcoin would be king, but I would love to be in Ethereum because I think there's a huge catch-up trade that could happen.
Now, speaking of Ethereum, I did kind of stir up the pot on crypto Twitter in the last week or so by making a bold prediction that in the next 10 years, by 2030, Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin in market cap. Now, all the Bitcoin maximalists said I was crazy. Give me some time to state my reasoning. So the way I view it is Bitcoin has great technology. I mean, I'm not debating that. Our team is not debating that. If you go into token metrics, Bitcoin has always been number one, sometimes number two, based on the token metrics rank, based on the token metrics moon index, we call it. Even today, Bitcoin is number one, looking at everything. So we still think it's the best cryptocurrency out there. However, in the next 10 years, I don't really think Bitcoin can rest on its laurels. Bitcoin hasn't really been innovating as fast as Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies have. Bitcoin hasn't created smart contracts. It lacks privacy. And our team has looked into Ethereum 2.0, and the technology is incredible. It's going to be quantum resistant. Those are working on privacy and ZK snarks. And we're seeing the innovation Ethereum has. Bitcoin, although great technology, in 10 years can be displaced because Ethereum has the network effects. Ethereum has developers. As somebody who went to Ethereum DevCon in Osaka, Japan, I've seen it firsthand. The community is strong. So I think because of that and the fact that they're innovating a lot, they have a chance in the next 10 years to surpass Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's premise is that it's a store of value. And being a store of value can be built on Ethereum. We're seeing DeFi and stablecoins being built on Ethereum very quickly. Imagine what's possible in the next 10 years. What if somebody builds a better store of value on Ethereum? Then that takes away Bitcoin's entire value add in the crypto space. And then the other force I see is that the world is becoming more environmentally conscious. We saw the Time Person of the Year, that kid, Theta Grunberg, I believe. Proof of work does not scale long term, because as Bitcoin gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it gets more wasteful. And I think it's going to be hard to sell that to millennials growing up who think about nothing but the environment. So I think all these different forces at play, I think Ethereum has a very strong chance to possibly overtake Bitcoin in market cap in 10 years. Now, I could possibly be wrong. This is in no way, shape, or form any kind of financial or investment advice. Just my hypothesis, my big bet. If you told me, hey, Ian, sit down and pick one big bet that you think will turn right in the next 10 years, that's one I think has a great chance of becoming great. Curious to know what everybody else thinks. Tell us in the comments down below. What's your take on that, Bill? Am I crazy?
No, you're definitely not crazy. I think if anybody's crazy, it's been Ether fans like me who have had to sit around and watch it languish for over a year, right? Listen, those guys at Ethereum, they mean business. Ethereum has been classified by the SEC as a currency, meaning it is not a security. It is money. Okay. So it is the number 2 alternative form of digital money. That's kind of how I look at it. And it trades at, $135 a unit. So, could Ethereum 20x? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean,
right.
especially if people start issuing, tokenized securities via the Ethereum platform. Okay.
Then that's a huge game changer.
Right. In other words, if you have some sort of protracted event here that causes a seizure in capital markets, right? This is what I was talking about, the Lehman effect, right? Like no one knows how one thing will trigger another, right? This isn't like I launch a rocket, you launch a rocket. This could ripple out, right? And people haven't really embraced that yet. So yeah, I think there are coins out there like Ethereum that have got value propositions, and their value proposition just got a lot bigger.
All right. Well said. So now let's move on. So I believe Bill has to go. So any last words, Bill, before we move on?
Friends, of course, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Think positive thoughts. As an investor, keep your head clear. This is crypto's defining moment. Have a good night.
All right. Well said, Bill. Well said. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle.
All right, everybody. All right. Time for the second half of the show. So now I want to introduce to you the official Token Metrics top 10 cryptocurrencies to watch out for in 2020. Before we even start, just want to say this is in no way, shape, or form financial advice. Always do your own research. We may invest in some of these cryptocurrencies ourselves. So be sure to go to tokenmetrics.com/disclosures to see our current cryptocurrency holdings for our entire team, because we're being fully transparent. This is in no way, shape, or form a shill. Everything is fully transparent. But this is a question we get asked a lot, and it's January 2020. Happy New Year, everybody. So without further ado, let's start presenting, in our opinion, based on substantive analysis, based on fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and in-depth code reviews, what we think are the cryptocurrencies to watch out for that have potential for growth. Now, some of these cryptocurrencies we have not fully covered on here, because typically this is for paying customers of Token Metrics. But on today's show, we will cover them, even for those who haven't subscribed yet. But I definitely recommend you go to tokenmetrics.com and sign up for a free trial. All right, so we log in here, and this is why we built Token Metrics, because everything is right here for you. We've updated the name of this column to TM rank, which means Token Metrics rank. So these are rankings based on grades. So we have the rank for grades and the rank for market cap, because the idea is that you want to find projects that have potential for growth, that have a small market cap, because you can't just purely rely on trading cryptocurrencies or investing in cryptocurrencies with a higher market cap. So our team, what we do is we do fundamental analysis, code reviews, and technology reviews, and we have TA as well. And we take all of that and create a single holistic grade on a cryptocurrency. So we can tell you right now, without having to go through and do tons and tons of research, everything has now really been turned into a system. If I had to choose now to pick 10 cryptocurrencies that are currently trading, which ones would I pick? Well, it's right here for you guys, the Token Metrics rank. Number 1, Bitcoin. Number 2, Ethereum. As mentioned before, I think Ethereum in the next 10 years could possibly surpass Bitcoin in cryptocurrency market cap. However, at this point in time, Bitcoin is still king. Then number 3, Dash. Number 4, one to watch out for, Matic Network. Now, we were on the Matic boat before anybody else was. For those who've been following us for a while, you know that Matic Network won our Crypto World Tour event in Hyderabad, India, back in, this was August 2018, over 1 year ago. We traveled all the way to India and discovered these guys and brought them to the world stage. And we did all that, and we knew they were a good company, all based on Token Metrics. So this is really the value of Token Metrics, because Matic was one of the best performing cryptocurrencies last year. It had like a 15x return. But we discovered that 1 year before it blew up. So that's one still worth watching. Even despite the dump, we think it has good potential for growth. Then fifth, Zcash. Sixth, Binance. Seventh, Blackstack. Definitely one to watch out for. We think this cryptocurrency has top 10 market cap written all over it. Right now, it's still somewhat under the radar, although they were the first project to get Reg A Plus qualification from the SEC, which is it's a high barrier of entry, but it hasn't really performed well. It's actually down below their public sale price, but the technology, guys, is amazing. Definitely one to watch out for. 8, ZeroX project, ZRX protocol. 9, Eternity. Paresh, our developer from JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, thinks they have good technology. And 10, Cosmos. Those are the ones to watch out for. So I mentioned top 10, but since we're crypto family, I'm going to give you an added bonus. We're going to give you some IEOs. Well, not really IEOs. Not everything is an IEO, but some projects that have been on our radar, and we have been sharing them with people on the investor plan and the professional plans. These are projects that are not trading anywhere yet, but have potential for growth and are worth putting on your watch list. Doesn't mean go out there and FOMO buy into it. This means just put it on your watch list and be on the lookout for it once it starts trading. So right now, one of our favorite projects. Now, obviously, all this can change because this is our analysis and opinion at this point in time based on the data. But Helium Network is one to watch out for. The technology grade is good, fundamentals is decent, and this can get even better once it starts trading. Now, or it could possibly go down if the TA score goes down, but Helium is worth watching. We shared this with our community last week. Then Sovereign Technology, amazing. They have partnership with IBM, Cisco, the US government. Definitely one worth looking into. Fundamentals not quite there because it's not trading yet, but definitely one to watch out for. Then technology-wise, Facebook Libra and Casper Labs are definitely worth looking into. Telegram Ton, we're not fully done with this yet because the reason Telegram Ton hasn't scored so well, it's anonymous. We don't know who the developers are. Everything was kind of done last minute. They just dumped a bunch of code on GitHub last minute. So once we have more information, we think this can improve. But in terms of what's not trading, that's currently on our radar, the projects are Helium, Sovereign, Facebook Libra, and Casper Labs. Disclosure, I do have a Helium wireless gateway I purchased last year, and I've been mining that for the last month or so. I'm earning about, I would say, 4 to 6 HNT tokens per day, I think. Yeah, something like that. Now, hopefully that ends up becoming the price of Bitcoin, who knows? But I've definitely been pretty impressed with it overall. So, and I think if you had to tell me, hey, Ian, pick one cryptocurrency or two that nobody has heard of that you think can blow up in 2020, because that's what everybody's really looking for. I would have to say Helium and Sovereign. Now, Facebook Libra, I think, can definitely also blow up as well. But going back to our ratings, if I had to pick currencies that are already trading, besides the obvious ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum, Blackstack. Blackstack is one to, I'll say Blackstack, Matic, and Cosmos. Those would be the top 3 undervalued ones. Now, as mentioned before, we are working on creating the Token Metrics Moon Index, which is really just the top 10 of this. And eventually, maybe even, who knows, turn this into something that's possibly tradable on exchanges. I think that would be definitely a good thing to do. Kind of like an index fund based on the grades and have this update in real time. But based on the Token Metrics Moon Index, once again, the recap: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, Matic, Zcash, Binance, Blockstack, ZeroX, Eternity, and Cosmos. And on the IEO side, or those that aren't trading yet, Helium Network, Sovereign, Facebook Libra, and Casper Labs. Those are the ones to watch out for. Sorry, guys, Hex did not score well. Now, with that being said, Let me know what you guys think. Let me check the comments and see what you guys think about that. Just give me a minute here to switch over. Okay, so what's up with GoChain? We've not looked into GoChain. I don't believe so. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I don't think we've looked into GoChain. Or maybe we have. Huh. Let me. Yeah, we've not yet fully looked into GoChain. Now, if you want to submit tokens for us to take a look at, once again, just go to feedback.tokenmetrics.com. We have been making updates. If you go to the what's new, you guys can now see that we've launched mobile browser support. It was something that took us a month or so to make sure it was working on different browsers, but Tokenmetrics now is working. Whether you're on iPhone, Android, whatever mobile browser you're in, it should be working now. And then if we go to roadmap, we have added DAG Ultra, and our team is currently reviewing Morpheus Labs we own and BitMax. And if you have anything else you'd like to add, once again, go to feedback to add that. All right. So as we can see here, people have been adding different tokens. So they want us to look into Cody, RLC, Arweave, Chromia, Yellowheart, Warex, Elrond, Data Wallet, PledgeCamp, Block Collider. So what our team does is each week we go through here and just see which ones have the most votes. So we pay attention to the community when it comes to tokens. So that's what we kind of have been working on. And yeah, okay, let me take a look at the comments here. Still waiting on the news. Can I write down the top 10 in a message? I mean, just go to Tokenmetrics. I mean, it's already there on Tokenmetrics. It's right here, guys. We have 2-week free trials. Definitely recommend you subscribe. We're getting about 15 new trials every single day since Christmas. So definitely lots of interest. So thank you guys for all the support. Crypto family, we appreciate all the support, all the feedback as well from everybody. Bear with us. We do understand that there are some glitches here and there. That's why it still says beta, but people have still been signing up and giving us lots of input, and so far so good. Okay, let me see if anything else I missed here. I am still a fan of Telcoin that I found through you. Yes, so we did add Telcoin on the site, and for those who saw a post on social media, it didn't score so well, unfortunately. Now I was part of their ICO and I did make money on it. Back in the bull run, it went to 10x. So I definitely have fond memories of Telcoin. But once again, our team now has expanded and our system is a lot more stringent and stricter in terms of reviewing projects. So Telcoin, this is their rating right now. We added Ultra. That also didn't score so well. Yes, Ultra didn't score so well. We added, I think BitMax might be officially on. Let me take a look here. Okay, maybe yeah, this is not fully done yet. Okay. Okay, yeah, BitMax is not fully done yet. We had Morpheus Labs. Let me take a look. Yeah, Morpheus Labs is, the technology grade is not finished yet. So as we finish everything, we'll mark it complete on the feedback page. Okay, all right, so we've covered that. Let's go to the, there's no clue. All right, so if you have any questions, go to menti.com, that's MENTI.com, and use the code 84461, that's 84461. And by the way, if you're liking this live stream, please smash the like buttons and share with your friends, and make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. All this is the support we need to make sure we keep on giving you guys these live streams. All right, so Hashgraph. Hashgraph also was added to Tokenmetrics. let's pull it up here. So our team has looked into Hashgraph. The fundamentals are decent. The technology is pretty good. That's something we've done. You guys can go through and look at the in-depth tech review. But right now, the TA is not there. Right now, it doesn't really make sense based on our TA to really get in, because none of the indicators are really bullish on Hashgraph. So as a result, it's not in the Token Metrics top 10 Moon Index. So if we had to go, where is Hashgraph? Hold on, let me. So if we search for a Hashgraph, yeah, so it's a 67. So 67 is very low. It's 38 on the Token Metrics Moon Index. So definitely not something I would have in my portfolio. I would only be looking at projects in the top 10, because these have good fundamentals, technology, and the technical for the most part is there. For example, Matic has been gravitating between bullish and neutral on the TA. That's why it's as high as 4. But last week when we spoke, it was in between 10 and 15 in terms of ranking. So to answer your question, how do I feel about the token economics? Long term, the price has crashed so much already that I think everything should be not all right, but it's definitely, I would definitely put it on the watch list. So sorry, let me go back to Hashgraph. So if we go to performance metrics, okay, it's not working for this. All right, I have to talk to my developer about this. We are adding new price predictions and performance metrics for some new models, so bear with us on that. Let me just make sure everything is working, guys. Sorry, apologies here. Okay, yeah, so everything else is working. I was trying to compare Hashgraph. Okay, so for those who don't know, I've been hearing about this from other investors that Hashgraph is adding longer vesting schedules to investors. Some investors like it, some investors don't like it. I didn't invest in Hashgraph because they were raising too much money during the crowd sale, the public sale or ICO, and the market cap was way too high. However, it's decreased in price a lot. So now that the valuation is something more modest and the technology is good and fundamentals are decent, I think it's definitely worth putting on a watch list. Not investing, not saying go out there and FOMO and put your life savings in Hashgraph. No way at all. Because for me personally, I would only look at top 10 Moon Index on here. These are the projects we think have potential and are pretty safe relative to cryptocurrency investing, because despite that, we all know investing in crypto is a risky investment. You can lose your money, so only invest what you're willing to lose. But until Hashgraph really gets into the top 10, I would not touch it. So hopefully that answers your question. Oh man, we have 20 questions. Let me just go through here and see if there's anything. All right, okay, let's continue. What happened to ZEBE? Cash grab and scam? I mean, first of all, I was an investor in their ICO, but I held too long, man. I held for almost over a year, I think, because they didn't launch on any good exchanges, because it did do a 10x on some random exchange that I didn't have an account on, and I hadn't done KYC for it. So I didn't bother with that and ended up getting wrecked myself. Ended up selling. I did meet one of the co-founders in India when I was there. I actually had dinner with him. Babu was his name. I mean, what a name, Babu. I had dinner with him. Well, rather, he joined our team they have these palaces in India that they turn into restaurants. So it's actually pretty cool. So when he joined us towards the end of our dinner, had a chance to speak with him. But he's now left the company. So not exactly sure what the hell was going on. But I mean, I'm personally not bullish on the long-term future of that. If I had to take a look here. Okay, let me see. I don't think we have this in Token Metrics. Yeah, we don't have ZEBE in Token Metrics yet. Definitely submit it to our feedback page, and if the community votes on it, we'll have our team look into it. But I mean, I think that they got wrecked, really. I mean, the times have changed. 2017 changed, and then 2018 made things even more different, and then 2019. So long term, I mean, I don't have any hopes for ZEBE long term, unfortunately. I mean, I lost my money. I took the L. I don't think it was a scam per se. I think they had good intentions, but people with good intentions can still end up having bad execution, and as a result, bad price action and people losing money. Okay, next question. Do you still live in DC? Well, I'm decentralized nowadays. I live wherever I want. I mean, for those who know, I was traveling last year a lot. We did 35 countries in 12 months. Nowadays, I've not been traveling as much. I live all over the place, so it kind of varies. I was in Miami for 4 months, then came back to see family for the holidays. Then I traveled in November and October to Malta, Vegas, and Japan. So, I mean, a better term is I'm decentralized. I'm all over the place. So I go wherever I want. So technically, I don't really have a home per se, because I gave up my car, I gave up my house to live, to become fully decentralized. And I did plan to move to Miami, but I figured it wasn't for me after trying it out. I kind of did a 4-month, it was about 3 to 4 month test. I didn't really like it. I have looked into maybe going to LA, but I'm not sure if it's quite for me yet. But right now, I live and breathe Token Metrics. I live at tokenmetrics.com. That's where you can find me. All right. Do you think Sovereign will moon when it comes out of the tech? I think, I mean, when it launches. So first of all, guys, right now, I don't believe in buying cryptocurrencies in private sale. I think because the way the market has evolved, it's better to wait for something to start trading and see some price action over the course of a few months before getting in. Because even good projects like, excuse me, good projects like Blackstack. Let me pull up Blackstack. Blackstack, we've rated highly, but when it came out, it dumped because the crypto market was very, very bearish and nobody could care less. You could come out with Jesus coin that gave you actual wishes with God, and even that would dump. Okay, I mean, because people were just so bearish on altcoins and crypto in general that the best projects were not doing well. But that's all right. That's good, because that means they can dump and become even more undervalued. And we think that's when is a good time to come in and accumulate and build your position. So with Blackstack, for example, great technology, decent fundamentals. So for us, this is because if we go to, yeah, even this, I don't think, ignore the price. There's an issue with CoinMarketCap. So the Blackstack team has been trying to fix the issue, because that's where we're pulling in the quantitative data. But in general, though, Blackstack is down over 60, 70%, something like that. And for anybody who invested in the public sale, even if it was a good project, they lost money. So for us, we think it's better for something to dump and then for everybody to go out, the FOMO and the hype to fade away, and then come in and accumulate a position. And we think that's what's happening with Blackstack, because now it's really, really undervalued in our opinion. And once again, this is just our opinion, not financial advice. But yeah, I mean, so going back to your question, with Sovereign, I would play that the same exact way. I would not touch Sovereign probably until 2 to 3 months after it's trading. And that's depends on whether it starts trading, because they are based in America. So my guess is they're trying to follow the same route as Blackstack and get regulated with the SEC and make sure everything is compliant. So until that happens, I don't think it's going to be trading anywhere. So it could be a while before it's trading, but I personally don't encourage anybody to buy anything OTC over the counter. That's how you get wrecked or scammed. So for anything, I would say wait until it's trading and wait until we have a TA score, because that's one of the reasons we built Token Metrics, because we realized even the good projects, people would have poor entry positions or poor exits positions, meaning that they didn't know when to get in and didn't know when to get out. So we could say, hey, Blackstack is a great project, or Sovereign is a great project, or Helium is a great project. And you would have people who would buy the top. And that would just hurt me so much, because not only would they lose money, but then they would turn around and blame us saying, hey, we'll show them this project and they bought the top and lost a bunch of money. Even though the project is still fundamentally sound and technologically sound, but their entry position was horrible because they bought the top. So for example, with Icon, you have people buying Icon at $12. So our premise was, how do we fix this? How do we give people better data and guide them? Not investment advisors, though. So having something like a technology score helps with that, because it tells you, okay, now it's probably not a good time to get into this one at this time. But so for example, Cosmos right now is 10th. But guess what? When the TA score changes from bearish to bullish, it could go to 4th place in the Moon Index. So that's why having this kind of platform where we can have this musical chairs, this indexes type system of ratings that has different data points, we think something like this will help people, first of all, not lose money, and second of all, possibly make more money. So that's why we built the platform. All right, next question. Is Casper Labs ETH 2.0 in disguise? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Our team has looked into Casper Labs a lot. We've had calls with the team. We were looking at possibly investing, but we didn't like the lockup and just being involved in the private markets. But it is basically Ethereum 2.0, right? So if we go here, we can see that you can go through and read the entire summary on this site. But in general, we think Ethereum is going to still be a better play long-term. But Casper Labs is worth watching because the technology is solid. Now, the fundamentals are not quite there, but once it starts trading, the fundamentals should improve, and there will be a technical score as well. And it's a project that could come out of nowhere and possibly turn into the next synthetics. But one of the reasons why we didn't personally touch it in the private sale is that the valuation was really high. I mean, really high, like 300 million or so. In this market, that's not so good, because if we go here, if we go to market cap, $300 million market cap would put it, okay, sorry, in like VeChain territory. So we think whenever it launches, we think it's honestly going to dump for like a month or two, maybe 3. And once it's dumped, then it's better to start looking at getting a position, assuming the fundamentals and the TA are good. So, I mean, for anything right now, anything that's trading, it's better to wait until the hype dies down and the FOMO has died off, and then look into accumulating a position. So, I mean, definitely don't recommend anybody to never chase the FOMO or the pump, especially in this market. But with that being said, Casper is Ethereum 2.0. They're really building the same thing. Have you heard of Radix? It seems DLT is going to be the next coin to be big in the next bull run. Yes, I have heard of Radix. We do not have it in our system yet, but please do submit it at feedback.tokenmetrics.com. So, I mean, other than that, can't really say much because we haven't done an official review on it. How do you feel when BToken CEO had a blow pump in his mouth during your video AMA with them? Wrecked? A good question. Yeah, man. I was like, what is this guy doing? Because I was like, did this guy just pull out a blow pump live on the air? I mean, I think I did a decent job keeping my composure and not getting too shocked. But yeah, I mean, and the crazy thing was, he was somebody I knew because we had done some investments together in some other companies, and he was part of my Patreon group a while back. Then he was doing this project, BToken, which was, for those who don't know, they were building basically a decentralized Airbnb. Ended up being a colossal failure, and it got wrecked. And I didn't personally invest at all. I skipped it because although they had like an all-star team, because they had guys from Uber, Google, and some other big companies in Silicon Valley, the reason I didn't touch it, they had a very huge bonus in earlier rounds in private sales. And to me, that was a red flag. And I even told him, I was like, dude, you were in my Patreon before, like, you know, not to do like large bonuses. And the team still did it. I mean, I think their reasoning was that they had given up their cushy jobs at Uber and Google and needed like salary or whatever, and needed to get investors and stuff and all that stuff. But I mean, it basically went to zero, right? So, I mean, I personally was like, this guy does not get it, and it was unfortunate. Kind of out of the blue, but remember our chain, they're really close to their mainnet. Are you still holding? No, I mean, the remaining art chain tokens I lost them in the hack, unfortunately. But I did sell some a while before the hack, and I'm surprised because they've been away from a mainnet for the last like 1 year. Every year they say they're 1 year away from the mainnet. So our team has not looked into it, so we can't really say much. But definitely do submit it at feedback.tokenmetrics.com to sign up. And by the way, guys, we do plan to launch the Token Metrics affiliate program very, very soon. I would say in the coming week is the target. We're doing a few last minute tests, but we do plan to launch it soon. We're calling it the Token Metrics Astronaut Program. So we're officially calling all astronauts. If you want to be an affiliate, this is something people have been asking about, saying, hey, we like the platform, we want to promote it and possibly earn a commission. So we are in the process of building this. The commission right now, we've been looking at it. Hasn't been finalized yet, but we're looking at 20% lifetime recurring commission. So meaning that if you refer somebody to tokenmetrics.com and they subscribe, you will earn 20% commission on all that money, on all the payments that person has. So whether it's a monthly plan, annual plan, you can possibly get 20% commission for sharing Token Metrics for the rest of your life, assuming that person stays a member. And then we're also looking at a 2% sub-affiliate commission for just maximum one level. So basically 2 tiers. So everybody you refer, whoever they refer, they would also get, you would earn 2% on that. So that's not been officially launched yet, but if you do have an interest in that, definitely let us know. Actually, might as well give you guys an Easter egg, since you guys, if you're watching the live stream, what, 75 minutes in, your different crypto family. So ours like dropping Easter eggs. So just go to partners. Actually, let me make sure I have the right site here. Give me 1 second, guys. Don't wanna, since we're live, don't wanna get too live because what is live sometimes cannot be unshared. Okay, yeah, so you guys should be able to see my screen now. Just go to partners.tokenmetrics.com. This is the program. Has not been officially launched yet. So I believe if you sign up now, it will just, your application will be pending until it's been approved. We have a few last minute things to kind of add. But if you do have any questions on the program, the help section has already been put up. Just go to help.tokenmetrics.com and go to the Astronaut Affiliate Program. So we have different guides in terms of how to join, the payment structure, other questions you have. If you plan to sign up for it, be sure to stay up to date. We'll put out an email as well for the launch and also in our Telegram group. And let me know what you guys think. We're always willing to take feedback from the audience. Nothing has officially been announced yet. Let us know what you think about the commission structure. All right, let me know in the comments below as well. Okay. Will you buy more Bitcoin or Ether this year because of the ROI, or will you ride Bitcoin then dump it, vice versa? Good question. Good question. I mean, to be honest, I've not really been buying crypto. If anything, I've just been. Let me go back to Tokenmetrics. People are already applying to the program. That's good news. Sorry. What I've been doing is just selling past investments, and then I sell either to Ethereum or Bitcoin, and maybe I hold that, or I just sell to fiat. And I just been kind of, right now, just kind of been bootstrapping, building Tokenmetrics, financing everything ourselves. So to your question, would I buy Bitcoin or Ethereum? Well, everything nowadays is based on Tokenmetrics. So if I had to choose between the two, at this point in time, meaning today, Bitcoin, but a few days ago, it was Ethereum. A few days ago, Ethereum was #1 on the Moon Index. So they've been going back and forth based on the technical analysis. So honestly, I would just use this source, right? So today it's Bitcoin. Tomorrow it could be Ethereum. So everything is changing. All right. Next question. Yeah, that's the same question I just answered. Hi guys, want the demand for privacy coins create the marketplace for them despite US regulations? Yeah, I mean, that's very, very tough to say. I think if we did have to choose a privacy coin, I would say that at this point in time, Dash, Zcash, and third is Monero, in that order, because those, I mean, our team has looked into everything. Fundamentals, technology are good for Dash. Now back to your question, US regulations, because these aren't just US regulations, these are global regulations. So if we pull up Google, let me, pardon me here for a second. Privacy, let's say privacy coin regulation. Was it FATFA, something like that? Sorry, hold on. Privacy coin. Yeah, here we go. All right, so exchanges were dropping privacy coins because of FATF rules, whatever that is. But anyway, let's see what they said here. So the Financial Action Task Force, right? So they said that privacy coins are not kosher. So different exchanges around the world, not just in the US, were delisting privacy coins. So this isn't just purely a US thing. this is really it's a global thing. So the demand for privacy coins will always be there, but I think they're becoming almost taboo. Just because if all exchanges comply with the FATF rules, then I think it becomes tougher and tougher for people to buy and trade privacy coins. So the only way they can really invest or trade them or get them would be on a exchange that says, you know what, we don't care about these rules. We'll just do whatever we want. But we've seen what could happen with that. We saw what happened with Ether Delta. The SEC went after them. And the same could happen to those exchanges. So until there's really a fully decentralized DEX, I mean, there is Binance DEX and all that stuff, but even that is still somewhat centralized. So, I mean, the demand for privacy coins will always be there, but I think it's going to be very, very tough for it to scale and become mainstream. But in war, people always find ways, right? We saw what happened with Silk Road, the dark web, all that stuff. So I still think they'll still have a niche in the crypto space, but it's going to be tougher and tougher as crypto gets more mature and there's more regulation involved. All right, next question. Opinions on Zcoin as a new privacy coin. They've created an alternate version of the Zcash protocol with no trusted setup, and it's on their mainnet. Okay, I don't believe we have added Zcoin. Actually, I guess maybe we have. All right, I guess we have added Zcoin. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so technology is decent and fundamentals are decent as well. Okay, so definitely one worth looking into. Okay, so let me pull up fundamentals briefly here. Okay, team is all right. Okay, it scores well on development, marketing, security. So it's really decentralized with over 500 nodes. Proof of work. Okay, let's go to the technology. So code quality, it scores well. Mainnet usability. Okay, more than 10 commits per month, more than 10,000 lines of code. Good quality of code, test coverage, comments. All right, I mean, so yeah, Zcoin is definitely one worth looking into. So we see here it's 17th on the Moon Index. So not quite in the top 10. I don't think let me see if it can crack the top 10. I mean, the technical analysis score would have to really change drastically for it to crack the top 10. But I mean, it's definitely not a scam in our opinion, based on these two scores. So definitely not a scam. So I mean, our opinion, fundamentals and technology are decent, which is definitely refreshing. Actually, yeah, so after Monero, Zcoin would be the fourth best privacy coin in our opinion right now. This is based on overall, right? But if we look at technology though, 78% versus 70%. So the technology is better than Monero, according to this, but Monero has better fundamentals. And then if we go back to, actually, hold on, let me just sort this real quick. Yeah, so Zcash, better technology out of that bunch. Yeah, no other privacy coin for that. Okay, all right. So hopefully that answers your question on our opinion on that. What do you think about Burger King now accepting crypto in Venezuela How do you see the adoption of cryptocurrency in countries with hyperinflation? Just a temporary usage? I mean, I think it's great. Hyperinflation is crazy. I mean, if you've seen what has happened with emerging markets with the Zimbabwean dollar and Venezuela and Argentina, hyperinflation is real, guys. Definitely real. I recommend you check out this guy I just saw on YouTube. He has some good videos on inflation. His name is George Gamone. He does a great job explaining the markets. He's non-crypto, but let me just type in the name here. Give me 1 second. Which one have I seen? Sorry, guys, just give me 1 second here. Yeah, so just go into YouTube, type in George Gamone hyperinflation, and watch the videos. I would watch, not sure which one I saw. Yeah, I would watch the dollar collapse video and probably this one, inflation, and this one, hyperinflation. Basically, watch them all. This guy, I definitely approve of his content, great content. Actually, I was watching his live stream last week. I would say one of the new YouTubers, non-crypto, that I personally follow. So definitely recommend his content. He gives a good perspective of understanding regular capital markets, equity, gold, inflation. So back to your question though. Do I think what's happening with Burger King is good for Venezuela in terms of accepting crypto? I think so. I mean, because the Venezuelan local currency is not going anywhere. I mean, or rather, it's not helping anybody right now. So that's why they've even looked at the petro, right? Having everything backed by oil and other assets. And I think crypto and stablecoins in general is the future. Digital currencies are the future. That's why China is looking at creating their own digital currency, and so are other central banks. And that's why several central banks around the world have talked about issuing and creating their own stablecoins. And now that Facebook has put out the Facebook Libra, they've forced all these central banks around the world to innovate faster than they have to. Otherwise, they'll become obsolete. So we've seen what happened. The European Central Bank said that they have to innovate, otherwise stablecoins can kill the entire business, the business model. So they definitely see stablecoins as competition, and it's forcing them to innovate faster than they would have liked, which is always good and always healthy. I don't think stablecoins are going away anytime soon. If anything, I think they're going to grow and grow and grow. And hyperinflation, I mean, just look at Argentina. Argentina has embraced Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies due to hyperinflation. So I think the same thing is happening in Venezuela. They're embracing cryptocurrencies, and I think it's good. I mean, so I don't think it's something that's temporary. I think it's something that's going to be long lasting, because hyperinflation takes a long time. I mean, look at what happened in Russia. I believe if I'm to quote one of the things George said in his videos, hyperinflation typically lasts about 15 years on average. So imagine an economy having to go through that for 15 years. I mean, so one of the stories he says in his video, I'm talking about George Gamone here in his videos, is that imagine you have two people, right? One person puts $250,000, $250,000 into his bank account, and then the other person puts $250,000 into something like gold. And then hyperinflation happens, and after 10 years, that person plans to retire. And that person who put the money into a bank account that's tied to some currency that ended up getting devalued, whether it was the Venezuelan currency or Zimbabwe or whatever, hyperinflation happens. By the time the person goes to take the money out, the $250,000, they can't even buy a burger with that money because hyperinflation made it worthless, completely, utterly worthless. But that person who put their money, their currency in gold, they're rich. They're rich to a point where they feel like billionaires almost, because hyperinflation is that big of an effect. Let me see if I can pull up a chart here talking about hyperinflation. Hyperinflation. Okay, give me a second here. Okay. Okay, that's not what I want. Hyperinflation Russia. Was it 1998? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. Russian ruble. Actually, let's say hyperinflation currencies. Chart. Okay, so here's one. This is the inflation of the Zimbabwean currency. Now, if you guys can see this chart, if we can make this bigger. I want just the image. All right, here we go. I mean, just look at this, guys. Imagine you had your money in this currency back here, and it goes all the way here. So hyperinflation is really the opposite of 100x. Okay, so imagine getting $1,000 and turning that into $100,000, which is 100x, or even $1 million, which is 1,000x. Hyperinflation is the opposite, going from $1 million to $1,000. And that can happen very, very fast, because look at this. This one from 2004, 100% inflation. This is the inflation rate up to July 2008 on a log scale, all the way to, I don't even know what this is. This is like a bajillion percent, basically worthless, to a point where they have to print $1 billion bills just to even buy groceries. Now, looking at Venezuela's inflation rate, yeah, this is probably a better picture, because the question was about Venezuela. Okay, that's very small. Let me see if we can get something bigger here. Okay, is this going to be bigger? All right. So this is Venezuela's annual inflation rate. So right now, this is April 2018, 18,000%, almost 19,000%. Imagine your money getting devalued by that amount. I mean, that's ridiculous. So let me see if my math is right. Meaning that if you have $1 million, okay, my math could be wrong here, but imagine you have $1 million. Do you just divide? $19,000% becomes $52, something like that. And anyway, I mean, it's not good. So when you're living in those types of conditions, you're trying to flee, because Venezuela is experiencing this due to sanctions from America, the UN, all these different, what's the term, political organizations. And earlier, what we said in the show, the same thing could happen with Iran, because they're already going through sanctions. If they also go through a war, this war with the US, I mean, inflation is going to go through the roof, and people don't want this to happen to their life savings that they've been working hard to save. So they don't want currency risk. So they'll get out of the currency risk by going to other currencies. And one fast way of doing that is crypto. What if, as opposed to putting your money in Venezuela or in Iran, you put it in Bitcoin, or you put it into even Tether, or even Monero, or some other currency? So I think, if anything, that's what we said. It's pro crypto, because crypto gives all these people in emerging markets and different countries going through currency risk and hyperinflation a way out. So this is positive. So overall, I think this is positive for crypto, and I think it's something long-term. This is a long-term bet and will always be a huge value proposition for crypto. All right, so let me look at the comments here, because I have been kind of rambling. I want to make sure. Okay, Michelle. Hey, Michelle, how are you? I would like the West Coast of Florida. Okay, I've been to Sarasota. I went to Sarasota to see Charlie Shrem. Not sure exactly where is West Coast Tampa? If Tampa is West Coast, then Tampa I definitely do like. I like Tampa. I kind of liked Orlando. Then Mario, hey Mario. You basically need a wheelbarrow currently in Venezuela to transport money if you want to buy bread. Wow, that's crazy. They value money by weight now instead of counting it. Wow. Looks like Bitcoin December 2017. Okay. All right. Let me see what are the questions we have here. Yes, Tampa is beautiful. Definitely very cost effective. When I was working at IBM, I had a friend who worked in Tampa, and buying a house in Tampa was, man, you can get a nice house in Tampa for very, very good prices. I mean, a lot better than Miami. Miami real estate market is a bubble waiting to blow up. But Tampa, at least last time I was there, which was more than 5 years ago, it was good. IBM had some offices there. I went there for training. Also had a chance to go to Hogan's Beach. We're kind of hanging out there with some coworkers. My manager lived in Tampa. Then he ended up retiring from IBM and buying a nice house in St. Petersburg, which is close to Tampa. Dude, mirror your content on Library. I have been looking into it. I've heard of Library, DLive as well, and some other decentralized YouTube versions. Right now, we've just been mirroring it on, just backing it up on our own servers, on just like Dropbox and Vimeo and some other platforms. All right, so back to the AMA here. Some music to wake me up. Is Tokenmetrics providing automatic bots as well? If yes, which exchanges will be supported in the future? Not at this moment, but we do hopefully plan to have that available pending SEC approval. So we can't really say much other than that because we want to make sure everything is regulated. But everything will be done through a third-party custodian. So through somebody like, we've been speaking to BitGo, Anchorage, and others. So whatever, I would say that the goal is major exchanges. So if we do launch something like that, it would be for the Tokenmetrics Moon Index initially. So we would say, if I can sort this, let me reset here. So we would say the top 10 in the Moon Index are available on pretty much most exchanges. So the popular exchanges would be the target. So the Binances, the Coinbases, all those. Not the crappy exchanges, excuse me. Not the crappy exchanges like the, what is that? That scam one, what is that? What's that scam exchange? The Russian one. Apologies to my Russian brothers and sisters. Anybody know that Russian exchange? It's such a scam, I forgot about it. Sorry, let me pull this up here. Exchanges. Hit BTC, yeah. Definitely not that one. Definitely not that one. That I would avoid that exchange like the plague. But yeah, I would say all the major exchanges. If you like that, go to feedback. It's one of the most, it has the most votes, the automated investing. So it's something we definitely plan to create. It's just going to take some time because lots of regulation and paperwork and all that stuff, because we're trying to do it the right way. In your previous video, Matic was highly preferred. What is the price target in short term and long term? For Matic, long term can't really give a price. Short term, if we go to the 30-day price prediction model, if this loads. Okay, we are experiencing some issues, so bear with us with the price predictions. So we do know that there is a glitch on this, so there's no prediction, but give it, I would say by Monday or Tuesday, this should be back up and running. So I think the issue came when we made everything optimized for mobile. So in some parts, it has been kind of glitchy, so bear with us. We're still in beta, but Matic is definitely one to watch. So long term, looking at the token metrics, it's part of the moon index for a reason, top 10. So definitely worth keeping an eye on. Now, unfortunately, I cannot really give you a short-term target until the model corrects. Actually, let me go back here. Looking at the TA though, so the technical analysis, people have been asking about this, it's based on the weekly. It's based on the last 7 days price action. So based on the last 7 days, the technical analysis says it's bullish. So because of that, I would have to say, would have to be bullish as well. If we look at the candlesticks, it's not really helpful here. Hold on, sorry. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I mean, the 200 EMA is bullish. So it's past that golden cross here. So this and this really says short term and long term, pretty bullish. And this as well is pretty bullish. So looking at just purely technical analysis, it's looking good. Thus also explains why Tokenmetrics has updated the real-time grade to making it a top 4, to making it number 4 on the Moon Index. It's been gravitating between 4 and 10. Last week it was in top 15. I think it was between 10 and 15. It wasn't in the top 10. Maybe it was briefly. All right. What happened to Pundi X? Good question. Good question. I think they had, I'll tell you the two major events that happened for Pundi X. Their airdrop, they had that monthly airdrop they were doing last year in all of 2018. Once that airdrop was over, the party was over. I mean, everybody left because people were making bank on their airdrops. So once that was over, the incentive to hold was not there anymore for most people. Then the second thing is they launched a new project, Function X, which was their blockchain phone. So it seems that kind of divided up the interest in the community. Some people went to Function X, some people remained on Pundi X. If anything, the party is over on Pundi X, to be honest. Because if we've now done an official review on Pundi X, Fundamentals are decent, but technology is not so good. If we go to the tech here, we'll see what Paresh said. Paresh says the code is not so good. I mean, this is basically what it is. Mainly because it's not open source. He thinks they could have used a better programming language to code it in. They aren't really updating much. The code quality was bad. Less than 3 developers. The background is junior. The coding style is not so good. Yeah, so this definitely not an endorsing review on the technology. I don't think we have Function X, do we? Let me take a look. Yes, we don't have Function X fully reviewed yet. But I mean, going based off of that, that's what happened. The airdrop was over and they launched a new coin, which kind of split up the community. So some people kind of left. And yeah, long term, will it do well? I'm not betting on it right now based on the token metrics. So hope that helps. Sorry if anybody is still holding. I did speak with Zach a few months back, last year. I mean, Zach is a good guy, but I mean, we have to keep things objective here. Any comments or reviews on KinCoin? KinCoin. That was Kick. No, we don't have that in the system yet, unfortunately. I was part of their public sale back in 2017. Didn't make any money on that. I lost and sold a year later. I mean, they haven't really done anything. And now they're suing the SEC, or they're doing with legal action. So I personally would not be holding that. That's really my take on that. Okay, what do you think of Nash Exchange and the next token? Okay, next Nash Exchange. Okay, so we do have an official review on Nash. Not quite so good. Fundamentals, not good. Technology, not good. TA is not good. So not good, basically. You guys can read the details on the review on tokenmetrics.com. But overall, I mean, at this point in time, we're bearish. Now, if things do change, our teams can go back and update the technology and the fundamentals. So just let us know in the feedback page. But right now, it's not so good for Nash. Hello, Ian. Helium looks very interesting. How does Holochain, aka HOT, until Holofuel look on Tokenmetrics? Any personal thoughts? Also, have you been to coinmetro.com? No, I've not been to CoinMetro. So actually, somebody did tell me about Holochain, and they also are doing some kind of wireless hotspot or router type thing. So Holo had good fundamentals. If we pull it up here in Tokenmetrics. So fundamentals, I mean, one of the best. It was top 5. I think it was 3rd in terms of fundamentals. The fundamentals were very, very strong. Technology, not quite as strong, and the TA is not there. So overall, the Holo has a 70. So if we go back to the Moon Index, a 70, Holo is 23rd on the Moon Index. But if we go to fundamental grade, yes, it's 3rd based on the fundamentals. The technology is what's killing it. But overall, though, we don't think this is a scam per se. Actually, I was very, very impressed. Let me search for this. Holochain, Holofuel. No, sorry, Holoport. All right, so if we go, let's go here. So let's compare the two. So the Hollowport is an easy and direct way to support the distributed internet designed to host peer-to-peer holochain applications. An easy-to-use, dedicated Hollow hosting device. Hollowports serve as a bridge between the community running distributed holochain applications and visitors from the web. Okay, so here's the... Okay, so let me just play these two videos here because I also want to know exactly what they're talking about.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. This video is the Genesis boot, or first boot, of the Hollowport operating system on the Hollowport hardware. And that's what you're looking at right now is the prototype of the Hollowport hardware. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And then we'll watch on the screen. All right, so this is the boot screen.
Looks nice.
The system is starting up. And here you're seeing the boot sequence of the operating system.
Okay, that's way too technical.
We chose Nixos as the underlying operating system for several reasons that we will publish online in the days and weeks to come. So here comes the rest of the boot sequence. And the system automatically logs in as the Hollowport user.
Okay, didn't really get that part. Let me see this here.
Our hosting platform is powered by a microcurrency that pays people for doing the hosting, for sharing excess capacity and doing hosting. The intention at first is that really just be a microcurrency. You have logged interactions with users where each communication is signed and linked and countersigned, and that set of interactions becomes an immutable proof of service that you basically turn in for payment, whether that's...
Okay. Now, yeah, I think not really quite getting this. Okay, let's go back here. Buy a Hollowport. Okay, become a host, earn Hollow Fuel. Host on the Hollow network, buy and plug in one of our pre-configured Hollowports, or install the software on your existing device, provide computing power, runs in the background. When applications need hosting, your device provides storage and processing. Okay, earn Hollow Fuel. App creators pay you in Hollow Fuel, a secure cryptocurrency that can be sold or used to pay for your own hosting. Okay, so Hollow Fuel is different. Is that from Hollow Token? Are they creating two tokens, guys? Can somebody help with this? That part I've not. Let's go back here to Hollow. Yeah, because Hollow Chain is hot. I'm guessing Hollow Fuel is a new token. They're creating two different tokens. Okay, not sure I understand that. I see crowdfunding video.
We use the internet to make plans, connect, work, and play together. The internet hosts our lives. So why do we entrust it to organizations who typically don't have our best interests at heart? Most of our communications flow through centralized web servers where corporations control our online experience. They collect our information, limit our access to it, and then sell it to advertisers. And because a centralized internet concentrates power, it's vulnerable. It can be censored, hacked, and manipulated. The internet is broken. But what if no one stood between you and your data or dictated how you connect with friends, family, and community? If the internet were free from central control, it would vastly expand humanity's potential for creativity and collaboration. It would change the whole game. We know this world is possible, which is why we created Holo. Holo is a community rebuilding the internet by and for the users. Rather than running information through centralized corporate servers like Amazon and Google, Holo offers peer-to-peer web applications that replace the middleman with the spare computing power from our own devices. This creates a cloud run by users like you and me.
Holo gives you back control of your data and online relationships. This isn't just file hosting. This is distributed crypto apps, small and large, all the way up to Facebook scale. But we can't launch this alone. We need you to run a slice of this new net. And we don't want venture capital to take control of this space. That's why we've built all this without it. And now we're asking you and your friends to step up, get a hosting box, and take back the internet.
Simply get a Holo hosting box. Enable yourself and others to access distributed apps through a web browser and get paid in our secure cryptocurrency, Holo Fuel. Holo Fuel can then be used to pay hosts for data storage and processing. Plus, it makes in-app purchases and micropayments easy. Apps available on Holo are built on HoloChain, an alternative to blockchain technology that is massively faster, more energy efficient, more scalable, and 10,000 times cheaper. HoloChain architecture is so lightweight that you can operate a full Facebook-scale node from a single smartphone. That's great news for developers who can build fast applications that scale organically. The easiest way to help launch Holo and participate in its growth is to purchase a HoloPort, a pre-configured computer we've optimized to host crypto apps. Just plug it in, connect it to the internet, and start earning. We've teamed up with a world-class hardware supplier to produce 3 different HoloPorts, each with a different capacity for earning Holo Fuel. Choose the HoloPort that works best for you and quickly earn back the cost of your purchase. If you claim one of the first 1,000, you'll become a founding member. At Holo, we're building the future of the internet, one that doesn't impose or exploit, but empowers.
Join our community, run Holo, earn crypto. Together, we can build a better internet.
Wow. Okay. Definitely very, very impressive. Good video. So going back to your question. So thoughts on it. Yeah, I mean, so the initial review we had, so it didn't do well in technology here. It says this was not including Holo Fuel and HoloPort. So with that being said, we will have to go back and regrade it once all that has launched. Excuse me. Are we able to buy this yet? I didn't see a buy button. Okay, Holo Store. Okay, just says learn more. Ooh, man, wow. Okay. Over $1,000. That's a real computer right there. All right. Because I have a Helium, and my Helium was what? Like $500 or $600, I believe. Let me take a look. So Helium site is helium.com. Now the one I bought, let me take a look. Yeah, $495. So it was $500. Guys, to be honest, I really like these plug and play devices. Like, I'm really impressed with the Helium. Let's play the video here as well, so you guys can kind of compare between the two.
We've all used Wi-Fi for stuff like this.
So adorable.
And cellular data for stuff like this. Triaxolotl. Every day we connect to the internet, but it's not just people. From parking meters to packages, even these damn scooters. All these things should connect to the internet. Even this dog. Well, not the dog, but its collar. Seems like this little guy is lost. Luckily, he's got a smart collar. But that smart collar isn't so smart without the internet. Cellular data plans can be pricey. It's not like Sean could just log into this cafe's Wi-Fi real quick.
Hey, I like your dog.
No, it's not my dog. I'm just using him to demonstrate a point.
What's your point?
Glad you asked. Wouldn't it make sense for all of these things to have their own internet? A network that works just for them, so they could always stay connected anywhere, anytime. That's the kind of future I want to live in. And guess what? We can with the Helium hotspot.
Honey, who's that?
I'm the future.
It's the future?
The Helium hotspot's a new kind of wireless device where you and your community can create a network for the Internet of Things.
So like a Wi-Fi router?
No, it's long fi. It reaches 200 times farther.
But why would you put this in your house?
Glad you asked. Well, you're helping to power a better future for the city you live in, building a community of connectivity, making all sorts of things possible that aren't today, like helping you find lost things, connecting to things that can tell you when your food's expired. That is expired. Even powering sensors that help detect wildfires, so people and their things can stay safe.
What else?
Isn't that enough? The whole thing about building a better future for your children and your children's children.
We don't have kids.
Well, for people who care about that sort of thing, you get rewarded Helium tokens, a cryptocurrency as a thank you for building the network and enabling devices to connect. So any more questions?
Yeah. Whose dog is this?
Yep. See, when the Internet of Things gets better, everything gets better. Even finding your dog. It's yours.
Sean, thank you. Come here, buddy. Oh, thank you.
With the Helium hotspot, you're helping to create a more connected future.
What's helium?
So glad you asked. Every day, we connect to the Internet. But it's not just people. So,
All right. So anyway, yeah, I think both those devices definitely seem promising. The plug and play, I think, is very, very easy because I had a good experience. The only issue I had with it, which I talked about earlier, was it took me a while to get it working because my hotspot was behind a firewall. So I had to open up a port in the firewall. But other than that, though, everything else has been pretty smooth. I'm earning about 4 to 6 HNT tokens a day. And I think it definitely beats having to buy a miner. So comparing that to this one seems to be in the same price range, $4.99 versus $4.95. But this one, very intrigued to see. This seems to be obviously a stronger device. But overall, the token metrics for it, fundamentals have always been good. Technology, we may have to go back and revisit it after now seeing that they've launched this new device. So I will tell our team to check into that. All right. But definitely thank you for that question. Such funny devices. Okay, let me check the questions here real quick. Do y'all look creepy for this promo? Get rid of that nose ring. Fire. Halo sounds like Blackstack. Yes, it does. 5G is better than such funny devices. Yeah, true. So Holofuel is not created yet. We are in alpha. Okay. Okay, how about Kick token? You received an airdrop. We don't have Kick token in the system yet. Inputs on NRG. That's energy. Yes, I believe we do have that in there. I am friends with the founder, Tommy World Power. So Tommy, don't take this personal. This was done. This is just our team being objective. I can't just have them grade you well just because we're friends. But the fundamentals and technology can definitely be better. But so even though the score is not good, the token metrics are not good. I mean, Tommy and Energy have done a great job. One of the better performing projects from last year. And I would say one of the best well-executed projects. I mean, their community is amazing. They've done a great job building it. Actually, I did help Tommy get Energy onto KuCoin. So, I mean, I've kind of seen it grow, literally. So, I mean, I wish him nothing but the best with this project. They definitely have a good vision. I love their videos. And yeah, I mean, those are the token metrics in the project at this time. Okay, all right. Man, we have 13 more questions left. We've been going for 2 hours. Will we be able to soldier on? I'm kind of getting hungry and thirsty. Anyway, let's try to answer these questions quickly here. Top 7 low cap coins on your radar. Top 7 low cap coins. Okay, let's see. All right, we cannot filter based on market cap. Not sure why that is. Huh. Let me just quickly tell my team about this. Okay, yeah, based on market cap and we cannot sort rank. Okay, anyway, sorry, apologies. Back to the question, low cap coins. So what I would do is I would filter for anything over 70 for fundamental. That's not what I want. And also technology. Okay, so now we've done that. Actually, yes, we can do by market cap. Apologies, I'm not sure why I said. Okay. All right. So looking at this based on market cap, look, what do we have here? So Blackstack, actually, hold on, this is just market cap. Let's filter grades as well. Everything has to be better than 70 for everything, basically. And then we sort by lowest cap. Okay, now Blackstack, ignore the pricing here because there is an issue with coin market cap where if you go to, they don't have the right data for Blackstack. They don't have the market cap, so ignore that for now. But Blackstack is definitely one to have on the radar. Zcoin, which we did cover earlier. Matic Network. Zcoin is 27 million. Matic is 38 million. Eternity, Zilliqa, Komodo, Amisago. So basically, this list is under 100 million in market cap. Now, the highest grade on that is Matic Network. So basically, Matic, then assuming Blackstack's market cap is in this range, for now, let's assume yes. Matic, Blackstack, Eternity. So yeah, I think those are the top 7 low cap coins. Not sure, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more 8, I believe. So there you go. Those are the low cap coins to have on your radar. That does not mean go out and form a buy and put your life savings into it. That just means put on the watch list and watch the token metrics. If anything, add that to your portfolio on token metrics and track that. We do plan to add notifications. The target would be within 1 month. So by February, we're hoping to have launched that. That's one of the highly requested features here. You see, feature requests, push notifications. So sending you email and browser alerts when something in your portfolio changes. So if the grade changes on something in your portfolio from neutral to bearish or sell, bullish, buy, being able to send your alerts to update you in real time. So you know when or not is a good time to get in or get out. Because that's something that's highly needed in crypto. So stay tuned. We do plan to have that out in a month or so. Thoughts on Neo 3 upgrade? Honestly, I haven't really been following that much, so I can't really say much about the Neo 3 upgrade. All I can say is if we look at Neo here, technology is good. Fundamentals decent. So in terms of the upgrade, actually, give me a minute here. Let me Google that and tell you what I really think. Neo 3. I mean, the upgrades, the articles I'm seeing on the upgrade are from a while back. If it's the same Neo our development team looked at, then let me see here. The Neo 3 upgrade is one of the most important upgrades ever to the Neo Smart Economy. Completely new platform that will be focused on large-scale enterprises. Okay, just a bunch of new stuff they're claiming. Let's look at this here. Okay, so Neo upgraded its consensus mechanism ahead of the scheduled move to Neo 3.0 in 2020. All right, of Chinese Ethereum. Okay, the DBFT mechanism works by using a small group of trusted servers, nodes. So this is going to be irreversible and unforkable. So forks cannot be made to the Neo blockchain. Okay, anyway, I mean, we'll have to, our team can go back and review it once they've done all that and launched. But for now, we just have to go with the current token metrics, which are this. So it's a 74. So on the Moon Index, Neo is number 12. So not too shabby. It can go, so when the TA score improves, that will definitely put it in the top 10. So really, it's just a matter of timing. CAC. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Is that a coin? We definitely don't have that. McAfee just tokenized American political leaders into blockchain and made them able to trade on his DEX. What's the point of doing that? I'm not sure I understand. But with that being said, though, I can make an announcement for those who follow me on Twitter. I did tweet that I will be interviewing John McAfee for Token Metrics next week. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/tokenmetrics. That's the only channel we'll be posting it on. So if you're watching this on Twitter, on my personal channel, Diary of a Made Man on YouTube, or on Facebook, the interview will only be posted on our YouTube channel and the podcast. So definitely make sure you are subscribed. We know John McAfee has made some predictions on Bitcoin and crypto. So any question you have, be sure to send us either via our Telegram channel or via my post on Twitter, and I'll be sure to ask him. The interview will be recorded and published probably within a week or so. So expect by third or fourth week of this month. So by end of the month, the interview will be up on the channel. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely a crypto and security pioneer and OG. He's been in this space for a while. Now launching McAfee DEX. I'm not sure about this. I haven't read up on the political leaders thing, so I have to read more into it. You should offer a token metrics free for 1 year. Well, we did that already for the early supporters who watched the past live streams during the first month of the launch. We gave away free plans to some people on the investor plan, on the hodler plan. So unfortunately, we've given away all those. This is a new year, no more giveaways per se. I mean, maybe we may do a few giveaways, maybe like one giveaway on like social media, on Twitter or something like that. But other than that, all I can say is use the coupon code CryptoFamily, all caps, one letter, to get 10% off on tokenmetrics.com. People have been using that. And then we'll also be launching the affiliate program, as we mentioned. So the Easter egg was go to partners.tokenmetrics.com to sign up. Right now, nobody can apply. I mean, nobody can get approved yet. So if you fill it out, it will just have you in as pending until we officially launch. Yeah, thank you, Jay. Appreciate the good words. Do you still hope we have OneChain and Zebi do well? This is a comment from YouTube. OneChain, Zebito? I'm guessing you mean Zebi. I mean, I don't really have a skin in the game anymore because I sold all my positions. Right, Zebi we don't have, and OneChain has not fully been graded yet. So yeah, so I can't really say much. I mean, right now, all I can hope is just, I hope crypto goes to the moon. So this is more of a blanket generalized wish, right? Not really for particular cryptocurrencies. I just hope everybody wins. Okay, so next question. We have 11 more questions, guys. I don't think I can soldier this. Thoughts on MFT, which is mainframe. It's been absolutely destroyed in the bear market and can't see it dropping much more. Is it dead in your opinion? Yeah, I mean, it has been destroyed, absolutely. I don't believe we have it in the system yet. Yeah, we don't have it in the system yet. So for all these coins we don't have in the system, please submit them at feedback.tokenmetrics.com. Our team is going through every single week and selecting everything from here to review. So that's how we chose all this. So if you have anything you want us to add, submit it here. If it gets a bunch of votes, then our team will go through here, take it off, research it, and check it off once it's done. So is it done? I mean, I don't know. The team keeps on building. I do know Mick, the founder. I've met him twice. First time was in LA. Second time he came out here in DC, and we went to a Nationals game. So I mean, I am friends with him. I barely have a few MFT left, but I've been selling most of what I had over the last 1 year. So I mean, the team is building. I will say that, but can't really say much until we have an official full review on Token Metrics on the project. Okay. Okay, I already covered OneChain. So African Emporium, thank you for the comment. Nash, we already covered. Let me just go through this here real quick. Okay. Have you heard of Avalanche? Seems like another massive ETH competitor. 1 second finality. No, I have not heard of Avalanche. Okay, let me just do a quick Google on that. Avalanche. Okay, let me just take a look here. This is from 2019. I'm not seeing their website. Avalanche blockchain, a novel metastable consensus protocol. Okay. They have no website. Whoever sent in the question, can you comment what their website is? I always like those charts. The chasm, crossing the chasm. Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, the conservatives, laggard skeptics. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I cannot find the website. What's going on here? Just a post. Okay, here we go. Okay, interesting site here. Very poppy. Scalable, blazingly fast, customizable, and secure. Okay. So no, our team has not looked into it, but we can have our team look into it. Or rather, once again, submit it here. If it gets votes, then our team will look into it. Want to make sure we prioritize all the requests we get based on those that have the most demand. Holochain, yes, we already looked at this, covered this earlier in the show. Will Tokenmetrics provide one-to-one advice for the higher tiers? No plans to do that, unfortunately. Right now, we're not an official investment advisor. Even when we do become an investment advisor, we don't plan to do that. At least not in the US. Could a human be able to find a high potential coin that may not be picked up by Tokenmetrics? Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, machines aren't perfect, but our goal is to be better than the average human. But I mean, everything. So with Tokenmetrics, for those who haven't seen our site, we're trying to get the best of both worlds. We're trying to help you find profitable investments and filter out scams. And we do that with three things. We leverage human crypto experts. So me, Bill, Paresh, Sam, our data scientists, data and analytics is the second, and machine learning to become better crypto investors, right? So human capital, data and analytics, and deep machine learning. So the human part is always fundamental to Tokenmetrics because everything here, the fundamental grade and the technology grades are all done by humans. Humans go through and initially manually score it. That's the initial score. But then we also leverage the data and analytics to go through and test and see, okay, should we change the weights for each grade? So that's how the score gets better and better. So everything's still evolving, work in progress. Right now, the scores are more human than machine learning. The machine learning, we're still testing it. The price predictions are based on the machine learning, but it's not purely machine or purely AI. There's always that human element that goes through, right? As you guys send in new tokens for us to look at, we go through, grade them, then we put that into the machine and have it help us. So it's both are helping both, if that makes sense. Thoughts on NOS, please, Ian? Okay, I don't believe we've looked into that. NOS. Yeah, we don't have NOS. Let me pull up CoinMarketCap. Wow, the market cap is that's 800,000. Sorry, I thought it was 800 million. I was about to say, man, this guys, hold up, man, this crashed. I recall this had a bunch of hype way back when. So this launched December 3rd, 2018. It's been around for that long? No, actually, no, it began trading, I believe. Market cap. Okay, market cap was added April 7th, 2019. It went from 5 cents all the way down to, woo, man, destroyed. Down almost 80%. Definitely avoided that L. Because I recall a while back we were looking into it and trying to talk to the team about possibly getting in or even investing. But man, okay, yeah, they have been destroyed. But anyway, back to your question. Let me close all these different tabs here I have. So back to your question. We don't have any thoughts on it. but please submit it, and our team will take a look at it. All right. Skycoin project launch, Sky Wallet. What do you think about this hardware wallet? Once again, guys, most coin questions should be submitted to Token Metrics via the feedback page. We don't have that as well, so can't really comment much on it. We only like to comment on what we've already looked into, because that way we can have finality in terms of what we say and definite and specific. Okay, what do you think about the coin BTT, BitTorrent? Also, what do you think about privacy coins? I believe we will see a huge upswing in the coming years. I kind of already mentioned privacy coins. I think they'll always have a niche in crypto, but I think it's going to be small compared to everything else. So for example, compared to stable coins, because the regulation around privacy coins, we discussed FATF, which is the Financial Action Task Force, and how they've been getting exchanges to do those privacy coins. Unless something happens from a regulation perspective to make it easier for privacy coins to become more widely adopted, I still think there'll be growth, but I don't think it will be as big as the overall market growth on some other niches like stablecoins and DeFi. But unless it goes fully decentralized on a DEX where nobody can shut it down. Now, in terms of BitTorrent, I mean, so Justin Sun bought D Live, I believe, was the announcement. And BitTorrent, let's see here. Yeah, so fundamentals and technology, not so good. Not so good. Check the full review on the site, but yes, it's not good. That's that. All right, 5 more questions. CoinMetro.com and their native token. CoinMetro. Okay, maybe I did already. Okay, no, I didn't pull it. The crypto exchange. Get paid to trade with CoinMetro. Digitalize. Okay, that's definitely wrong English. That should be digitize, I believe. Your finances, get your future on track. Why CoinMetro? Okay, I mean, kind of like this little nice graphics here, the design. Okay, not even sure what this is. This is an exchange. Okay, we've not looked into it, but if you want us to look into it, please submit it on our feedback page. All right. Can you check Phantom and Tomo Chain? Yes, Phantom. Okay, Phantom we don't have in the system yet. Please submit. Tomo Chain we don't have as well, unfortunately. People were asking about DAG, Constellation. That we did add a while back. So technology 67, fundamentals not so good. Okay. Next, Menti. Menti is the site we use to take in questions. So menti.com. That's Mentimeter. That's where we submit our questions. What is your favorite Final Fantasy game? To be honest, I haven't really played Final Fantasy since Super Nintendo days. so can't really comment much on that. As a kid, this was like 5th grade. My parents bought me Final Fantasy, I think it was 3. It was 2 and 3. Like, man, takes me back to my childhood. Throwback. On my Super Nintendo, actually it was the SNES, like the small version, because they came out with the old Super Nintendo, then they came out with the new one, which was a lot more smaller. This was like 1998, 99 or so. During the summer and on the weekends, I was playing. I played it I didn't really play it much. What I really played more was Prince of Persia, but that was tough, man. I never beat that game. And then I played Secret of Mana. Man, that was my game. I loved the music in there, the theme songs. Like, it was just very soothing, very relaxing. Like, that song takes me back to my childhood. But other than that, though, I mean, I do love playing video games. I do play video games a lot, even to this day, especially now that I'm not traveling as much. But I play sports games a lot, mainly NBA 2K. I just finished like the first season in my career. I play FIFA as well here and there. I play some Madden and Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball Z. I've been playing Dragon Ball Z. Which game did Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I've been playing that right now. But man, I love Dragon Ball. I've watched Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. I recently just watched Dragon Ball Super last year and finished the whole season on Amazon Prime. It was like 9 seasons. So yeah, I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. But Final Fantasy, not so much. Manchain, your thoughts? I've not heard of Manchain. We don't have that on Tokenmetrics, that I know for sure. And I guess I'm not seeing on here as well. Unless you mean Mana. If you mean Mana we do have, which is Decentraland. So Decentraland, decent technology, fundamentals could be better. Technical analysis is not good right now. So maybe that's what you meant. Okay, man, what is these questions don't stop. You guys are gonna have me here all day. Okay, some questions are getting kind of personal. But hey, that's fine, that's fine. Let's try to hammer them out. NOS ICO price was 10 cents, worse than you thought. Oh man, that's crazy, that's wild. Thoughts on Theresa May coin? Okay, I think this was the joke. What happened to the coin Verge? Verge has been, I think it crashed, right? But if we look at the ratings here, technology is actually good, but the fundamentals are not good. So let me see why Paresh said the technology is good. Let's take a look here. Okay, the code quality, mainnet usability, and team. Okay. So it's open source, good programming language. They're regularly updating, over 10 commits a month, over 10,000 lines. Code quality is good, well commented. Test coverage is done well. The index is done well. Okay. Okay, they have lots of active developers with senior background on GitHub with good coding style. But it was mainly the fundamentals where they got dinged. Fundamental wise, reputation, team, security, development. So going back to your question, I mean, that's what happened with it. Price wise, I mean, all altcoins have been wrecked. Last one was a joke. All right, no worries. PinDX, we already covered this earlier in the show, so please go back. What do you choose, the blue pill or the red pill? Okay, I mean, I choose to wake up. I mean, I've been woke. I stay woke. Hold on, I have, let me see.
Take my money.
Okay, no, that's not what I want.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
That's my my sound box here. But yeah, I mean, I've been woke for a while, man, since college days. And everybody in crypto who's a believer has been woke. You know the deal, please don't take the L. All right. Never taking no L's if the Lord helps me, oh Lord. Who do you like the most, Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie? Probably, I mean, I'm not really a fan of either. I'll probably say Brad Pitt because I like Fight Club. Fight Club and what's the other movie it was in? Yeah, I think Fight Club is, yeah, so probably Brad Pitt. Who wins, Ethereum or Bitcoin? Long term, if I had to pick a winner, guys, I'm on Ethereum. 2030, mark it down. Ethereum. Why? Bitcoin is like a bad family. They're always fighting all the time. I mean, just look what happened with Segwit. Every time there's a big decision to improve Bitcoin, there's lots of infighting. So I don't think they can get past the fighting. And then look at what happens. They fight every time there's a fork with Bitcoin Cash or all the others. There's just so much tribalism that they can't get stuff done. And then there's lots of innovation happening with other platforms that Bitcoin cannot rest on its laurels. Ethereum has a developer community, has the network effect to really take it the distance. And everything Bitcoin is doing can be built, or rather will be built on Ethereum as well in the future. So a store of value can be built on Ethereum. We're doing it now with stablecoins. Just look at all the stablecoins coming up. And I mean, everything good that is happening on Bitcoin, I think will also be built on Ethereum. And Ethereum has just a wider use case. So if I had to pick one, I'm sorry, BTC maximalists, but I'm going with Team Ether. But that's in no way, shape, or form financial advice. That's just my opinion, right? I mean, just as any investor, any rational person, things do change. So I can be wrong, right? I can change my mind 5 years down the road if Bitcoin, if Satoshi Nakamoto comes out of hiding and is like, yo, let's do this. Okay. So anything could happen. Anything could happen. Pledge Camp, Randy Zuckerberg. We've not looked into it yet, but it has been submitted. So please continue to vote on it. It's over here, only has 1 vote. So once it gets more votes like the others, then we'll look into it. What do you think of when somebody says they're a crypto expert? Well, I mean, they kind of have to define why they're an expert, right? But I mean, everything can be, I would say definitions are different for everybody. So there isn't like one definite hard rule that says, okay, this person is an expert and this person is not. A blockchain developer could be a crypto expert. Somebody could be a crypto expert based on being a cryptographer. One could be just an investor who's made lots of investments and understands the space. So everything is different. Are you still bullish on Multivac and Cody? Good question. I don't believe we finished looking into this yet. Multivac is not in here. Cody was recently submitted. Yeah, Cody was just submitted. Multivac we've not looked into yet. So I would say, unfortunately, we can't really answer until we've done an official review. So submit those. BCH or BSV? BCH, Bitcoin Cash. Let's take a look. No, that's not what I want. All right, here we go. Fundamentals are good, technology not so good. BSV, this was even worse, I believe. Yeah, fundamentals all right, technology not so good. So this is right now 61. This is 67. So if I had to choose between the two, Bitcoin Cash. Okay. Cardano, yes. So I did get into, or rather, Charles Hoskinson attacked me on Twitter for saying Ethereum had better technology than Cardano. But hey, I mean, we are entitled to our opinion. That's not to say Cardano is not bad, but if we look here at the technology grade, right? Ethereum, 98%, Cardano, 89%, right? That's not to say Cardano is not bad. I mean, it's 13th on the Token Metrics Moon Index. So, I mean, it has good technology, but for us, we're looking at much more than just pure code or programming, right? Technology encapsulates everything, right? And what Paresh is saying is that what Ethereum is doing with Ethereum 2.0, I mean, it's going to, Cardano might not really be needed anymore. Not to say that it's going to go to zero, but Cardano won't be as competitive versus Ethereum 2.0 as it was versus Ethereum, right? Because Ethereum is now really getting all those same things. Well, not all the same things, but some of those same things, right? But that's not to slight Cardano at all. I mean, it's still a good project, and it has been in the top 10 Moon Index for some time, but it got out recently because the technical score went down, because as you can see here, it's neutral, right? But that's not to slight it at all. Okay, let me, how do I, okay, let me just close the voting so we don't get any more questions here, because I definitely do want to wrap up. Okay, when will USA invade Iran? I don't know. I'm not the commander-in-chief of the American government, so I cannot answer that question. Ian, when are you getting drafted for World War III? And if somehow we get killed in action, how can our family access our Bitcoin? Good question. I mean, you'd have to leave instructions maybe in a will, showing them how to access your instructions, or a private key. Maybe you put the private key in different places in like 3 different locations and leave their instructions on accessing that in a will, something like that. But hey, discuss with a lawyer. Any comment, Cosmos versus OneChain? Cosmos, definitely Cosmos, better score. New kind of network, NKN. We've not looked into that yet. Actually, we have, I guess. Let me take a look here. Okay, no, we're not finished looking into that yet, unfortunately. So submit that on feedback.tokenmetrics.com and we shall review. What have you never sold from your position? Is there any coins you will ride with you till they die? Well, I mean, there's some coins that are just so illiquid I can't sell, like Sparkster, like Pixio Chain. Those projects, there's no volume, so you can't even sell. So, but everything else, I always sell. If it's profitable, I sell the initial to take profits off, and then I regularly sell, because taking profits is healthy. And even sometimes when it's bad, when it's not doing well, sometimes I just cut my losses and move on. So there isn't really a coin that I never sell. Only an illiquid coin is a coin that I will never sell, because I can't sell. All right, 3 more questions. Cardano has way better technology. Well, I mean, I think what you guys are saying, you're talking about something specific in particular, right? And we're looking at everything from a holistic perspective for technology, but we're going almost on 3 hours. So all I can say is go to Token Metrics and compare both of them. All right. Okay, ABC. DOS network, that we definitely do not have yet, because I've not heard of that. So please submit that and we shall take a look. All right, guys, it's been a heck of a show. Hang in there, stay strong. Just to wrap up, as mentioned, we are launching an affiliate program. Go to partners.tokenmetrics.com. We're calling all astronauts. All astronauts. So are you an astronaut? Are you an astronaut? If you are, we want you in the Token Metrics astronaut program. This is an affiliate program we'll be launching this month, in the coming week or so. This will be 20% recurring commissions, lifetime commissions. So that means if you refer somebody and they sign up for the professional plan, which is $2,400 a month right now, you get 20% on that. I mean, do the math, guys. Let me type this out for you so you guys can see this crystal clear. That's $480 you get. That's the annual each year. If it's monthly, it's for 20% of that. So, hey, maybe this could be a way for people to support us and just kind of show love and also make some money in this market, right? Win-win for everybody. And then any sub-affiliates you refer, 2% recurring lifetime commissions as well. Meaning if you refer a friend, whatever people they refer, you get 2% on that. So just one level, so 2 tiers. So it's not like an MLM that goes on forever and ever with different tiers. We definitely don't want that. But yeah, man, I mean, calling all astronauts to go to the moon. We're all going to the moon together. If you have any questions, the help section is already up at help.tokenmetrics.com. Some more questions on all the details. We'll be going through and approving people in the coming week or so. So stay tuned. And if you've not already, go to tokenmetrics.com. Start your free trial today. 14 days, 2 weeks to try out the hodler plan and the investor plan. Now, professional trials are not available any longer, unfortunately. Use the coupon code CryptoFamily, all capped, capital letters, one word, to get 10% off on Tokenmetrics if you sign up today. Let me see if anything else I missed. Everything else is up here. We also have an ebook webinar as well available down here. Definitely recommend you guys check those out. Webinar and the ebook. We have a podcast as well. YouTube channel, Telegram groups, you guys have already joined all that. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, webinar, sign up for this if you haven't already. Then we have the free ebook. If you guys like to read, we have this available as well. And just join the family, guys, crypto family, right? We have the Moon Index. Let me see if anything else I missed. Any comments here before we head out, call it a day. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the love. And guys, don't forget, the moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond. I'll see you next time. Tokenmetrics Live every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. UTC time. To the moon and